Zoe Lama Rinpoche, Dagi Chiwo Pede Drinjula, Katrin Jimbo Kanye Jazunte, Kazunta Jina Drip Sound so. Could you be an angel and pass me my coat? So there you go. I can see the halos developing here. Thank you so much. It takes a lot of effort at my age to get into this cross-legged thing. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Helen.
Helen. Okay, thank you. Is everybody okay? Yeah? So relax, it's okay. If we're here to relax, this is an event, like a Paramita festival. Some of you are camping. It's all, the whole thing, if you enjoy something, you do it again. If you want to even think paramitas are like a hobby, it's okay, as long as we can keep relaxed. So, okay, so this is, I'll begin by suggesting, like, these paramitas, remember, they don't come out of nowhere, yeah? So it's like no mud, no lotus is a very popular expression in Buddhism, no mud, no lotus. So I've actually been to, Bodh Gaya, where the Buddha got enlightened, and like there's the equivalent of like where people dump supermarket trolleys, like these muddy ponds with, thrown away planks and pallets, and you get these most beautiful lotus flowers growing there, like water lilies, lotus flowers. So the no mud, no lotus, it's not like we're trying to artificially create the paramitas, but that they are like a transformation, and they are like medicine. They're like medicine. So like the medicine for being very materialistic and greedy is generosity. Or the remedy for feeling my life isn't enough or I'm not good enough is gratitude. So the first paramita is gratitude and generosity. You can see it's like medicine. So it's like if you go to the doctor, you get a headache or paracetamol. But this is like the Buddha in his time was called the great doctor, the great physician. That was his kind of title. So it's like these you could see these paramitas as being like medicine, or like no mud, no lotus. So also the ultimate medicine is the sixth paramita, which is prajna paramita. And prajna paramita, I don't think, do any of you know what prajna paramita is, or offhand, without Googling? But the essence of this very, very long sutra, teachings of the Buddha, no form, no place to be found, this is like Yum, Y-U-M, is the mother of all of the Buddhas. So this is the mystical element, coming into the course now, a bit of mystery. So I'm fast forwarding to the sixth paramita here. Prajna means wisdom, paramita. So the essence is no form, no place to be found. This is like Yum, the mother of all of the Buddhas. So what does this mean? It's almost like, say, I want happiness. Who feels like that? I want happiness, yeah? So, okay. So how about let's introduce a bit of minimalism here. So take away the want, take away the I, and all you're left with is happiness. Yay! Yes? Yeah? The whole problem is, the more you want happiness, the more it's like chasing the butterfly of joy. The more you're chasing the butterfly of joy, the more elusive it is. But if you sit down to meditate, this butterfly of joy lands on your shoulder. So for Western middle-class high achievers, this is a very difficult teaching, isn't it? Like, what was it? There was a Doors song, isn't it? We want the world and we want it now. You know. But how about that? I want happiness. Take away the want, take away the I, and all you're left with is happiness. And Prajna Paramita is saying, it's not our fault, but because of evolution, we have a very strong drive, ambition, circuitry. We're hardwired to never rest. Like in the Serengeti, the people who were very laid back probably got eaten. Yeah, if there's loads of predators like saber-toothed tigers and whatever around, and you're like chilling like sort of Rastafarian Bob Marley style, like, or you know, I won't do the accent, but you know, the sun, you know, then you're a target for predators. So in evolution terms, the people who survived were the people who were driven, who were always moving, the hunter-gatherers. You know, everybody was hunter-gatherers until very recently. So it's in our almost genetic code, is like to search. But Prajna Paramita is saying, and this is so relevant to a smartphone era. You know, like it's always a search engine, isn't it? It's never a find engine. Do any of you have shares in a company with a find engine? No, you. So it's always a search engine, and it's going to the part of the brain, I think, to do with dopamine. So in research on poor rats, you know, the rats who were hungry, they could push a lever to get food, or they could push a lever to get dopamine, and they starved to death rather than push the lever for food, because they were so addicted to dopamine. They'd become addicted to the promise of satisfaction. So it's just a click away. Isn't there a song? No, that's a Rolling Stones song, isn't it? It's just a kiss away, isn't it? You know, sorry, but it's just a click away. It's just a click away, and that way it keeps you searching. If you found what you were looking for, you wouldn't be hooked. You wouldn't keep searching. So Prajna Paramita is saying, no matter how hard you search, stop searching and the truth will come to you. So it's almost like saying, give up addiction. Isn't it? Sorry, that's just come to me, isn't it? It's almost like, give up the addiction to dopamine. Give it up. Let it go. You don't have to sing. Or even let it be. Or let it through. So all the human beings, we've got this natural thing to search. But I fess up. I've got a smartphone, so I use it sometimes. But the thing is, anything taken to excess brings suffering. So the idea is, The Prajna Paramita is saying no form, no place to be found. This is like Jung, the mother of all the Buddhas. You can relax. You have the total permission to relax. Because the more you search, the more frustrated you'll get. But it's already inside your own heart, already, everything that you've ever dreamt of. Like opening up to your own heart energy is like opening up to the whole universe. Can I say that? I have said that. Or opening up to your own heart fully is opening up to the whole multiverse. Everyone I've ever known or loved, living or dead, is in here. So opening up to your, I quite like the sound of that, opening up to your heart is like opening up to the whole universe or multiverse. So, so then every moment you've found it. The moment you stop looking for it, you find it. So it's with you every second, even when you're sleeping. So this, the awakening of the six paramitas, Prajna Paramita, is that this is connected to like Pure Land schools of Buddhism, like in Japan and China, and also in Tibet, Dewa Chen teachings of Amitabha. So Amitabha is called, literally, Parme in Tibetan is the Buddha of limitless light. So there's no dark place where the light of Amitabha Buddha doesn't shine. So if you have the faith, you can connect with limitless light, even in the darkest place. It's limitless. By definition, it's limitless. Parme, limitless light. So if you purify perception, then everything is, this is paradise now. This is paradise. This is the Pure Land of Amitabha that we're in now. So all Sami Ling is meant to reflect that, with the beautiful statues and the flowers. It's not just decoration. It's like a mirror of Dewa Chen, where you can taste a sense of freedom from endless struggling, neurosis, searching. And you can just sit down on a bench maybe and watch these crazy ducks sleeping or whatever. And you can relax, it's okay. And just like have the external environment is reflecting an inner state of peace of mind. So it's like the Pure Land, it's like, remember this image I gave the other day, it's a Clive image, but you say you have a Porsche Land Cruiser and it runs on a petrol, and then accidentally you fill it up with diesel. So the first thing is you think panic, and then you drive away, and then you do really serious damage by moving. But what I want to introduce now is a tiny little exercise called SNACK. Have you come across SNACK? So it's an acronym. Stop, notice, accept, be curious, be kind. So supposing I haven't checked my social media for an hour. So I think, all of these people won't mind if I squirrel myself away. How many likes have I got for my last post? Okay, yeah. So this is where mindfulness comes in. Stop. Snack. Stop. Before you open it up, put it down. Lay it down. Then notice, oh, a little craving came into my mind, but the craving mind can be a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. So I'm not going to be ruled by the craving, but I'll notice it, it's there. I'm not going to be in denial. I'll notice it and then accept, which is the third paramita again. The third paramita is acceptance as well as inclusivity. So I'll accept just what's going on right now. If I follow the path of craving, I'll just build up the habit of being a craver, someone who's never satisfied. I love teaching. I'll be quite honest. I love the Dharma. I'll be honest. So this is nirvana for me, to be with the people, I love to be with and share. My first teacher had done 17 years in retreat. 17 years, And so I was taking teachings from him overlooking Kanchenjunga, in the Himalayas. So 3 months to share that experience, which a lot of people don't get, to spend 3 months studying with somebody who's done 17 years in retreat, So how ludicrous for me to go searching, on this device when there's real connectivity with real human being. But I can accept the craving, I can identify it, but I don't have to identify with it. You see what I mean? So snack, stop, don't get involved, don't feed the habit of addiction. Notice what's really happening with awareness. Accept what's going on. Don't beat yourself up for having this urge to, satisfy the dopamine. Give up the craving. Then be curious. Look around, open up to the senses, the green. All of these grasses are growing now that haven't been growing. The sheep are so happy. It almost felt like the bulls in the field opposite were singing this morning about 4 o'clock, as they were roaring across the landscape. So I'm curious, and I'm not in the I zone. I as one letter. So instead of I want happiness, pick up the phone, I'm curious. Look, I'm happy just to see the sheep having a good munch on grass that's finally growing. So it's transcending meanness. And then be kind, feel, give yourself encouragement, gratitude. Thanks for taking me out of that pitfall of slipping into dopamine addiction again. So it's a little bit of kindness to yourself, thank you, Clive, for not embarrassing yourself in front of 60 people and starting to search, on thing. Actually, of course, there is no social media on this phone. I've taken it off so that I don't get distracted. But I'm not a saint. I'm just doing my best. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. So please, Buddha, don't let me be misunderstood. So I hope this is of benefit, and there's some practical little advice here of snack, which is a great exercise actually, really simple. So if you get the munchies late at night, this could save you lots of visits to the refrigerator, So you sit in the armchair and think, cheesecake. But then you can think, this is a chance to take a real snack. This exercise that this Clive character taught me at Samileng. Stop, notice what's really going on, accept yourself, are you really hungry, or is it just the hunger of the a feeling of not being connected to the world? So then accept you are connected, like the third paramita again. And then be curious and be kind. Okay. Okay? Is it a take? Is it a wrap? Is it a falafel? Sorry, just kidding.